Flosstube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris. Today is Thursday, May 30th, and I'm here to share my stitching with you for the month of May. It's been a pretty good month. I think I've got a decent amount of stitching done, so let's jump right in. The first project I'm going to share with you is my focus project. This is a project I try to work on every weekend. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like when it is finished. This is a pattern called Walk with Dog. It's based on the artwork of Leonid Afremov, and it's charted by Artisy. I'll put a picture here of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So I'm stitching this on a 25 count brown Lugana, partially because that's what I had in my stash, but also I decided I wanted a darker fabric so that with all the dark stitching, the fabric wouldn't show through quite as obviously. I didn't get a ton done this month, maybe 300 to 400 stitches, but it's still progress. So that is where I am at. So then my weekly whip, so each of my whips gets worked on for a week. The first week of this month, I worked on this Dimensions Gold Petite called Quiet Night, featuring the artwork of Fred Swan. I will put a picture here of where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So yeah, I made some good progress on this. I've got most of the sky done now, so that feels good. I'm getting down more towards the house and the barn and things like that. That'll be a little bit more interesting. And a lot of that sky is half stitches, so it goes fairly quickly. And the trees will have a lot of back stitching to create all the branches, but those are sort of the main trunks that are stitched there in full crosses. So yeah, that went well. My next weekly whip is another pattern by Artisy based on the artwork of Abraham Hunter. I'll put a picture here of what it will look like. I believe it's called Cardinals in a Christmas Tree. And so here's where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here's where it is now. So yeah, again, not a ton, but definitely some decent progress. I'm stitching this on the diagonal, and I have been stitching it sort of like color completing within that diagonal, or at least starting a color and finishing out the thread within the diagonal and then picking the next color and moving down. So that makes it go a little bit more quickly. And yeah, like down here, I just finished out that thread down into the next column. And then my next one was Black Work Rainbow, which I'll put a picture up here of what it will look like when it's done. This is by Peppermint Purple. I believe they have a website as well as an Etsy shop, but I'll link that down below. And I'll put a picture here of where it was the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So yeah, I made some good progress on this. I had a lot of fun stitching this. It's just a nice change from making little X's, doing all these little back stitches. And I decided I wanted to see some of the other colors, so I sort of was kind of working on the diagonal. I'd go down a color and then go back up the diagonal, stitching the other colors I'd already done. So yeah. So there's 2 more colors down there at the bottom. But yeah, I was happy with, I really enjoyed working on it, and I was happy with the progress I was able to make. And then my last weekly whip was Jingle Bell Christmas Tree Farm by Victoria Sampler. And here's where it would have been the last time that you saw it. And here is where it is now. So this top band is finished. I wouldn't say made changes. I left some stuff out. I don't know if I can. So you can see that the cabin has some white, long stitched, back stitched icicles around the roof line, and some beads. I don't even know if you can see those beads in the camera. You can see them in real life. So some red beads that I think are supposed to be like lights. And I don't know, it just looked a little busy to me. I just really enjoyed how the cabin looks the way it is. So I've just decided to leave it like that. I did do the French knot for the bunny's eye, but they have you do it kind of in a funny spot. I'm not sure if I like that. I might take that out. And I did put a bead, the squirrel. Oh, sorry, where are they? The squirrel, he has a little gold bead, kind of like he's holding an acorn. And then there's little tiny chickadees, so you can see that one over the trees. These are all 1 over 1. There's 2 there, one on top of a tree, one flying. There's one just above the birdhouse, and there's actually one in the birdhouse. The cardinals were done like with 2 over 2, but there were some like 3/4 and quarter stitches on those. But were there any other changes that I made? Oh, there's also in the original, they also put beads on this tree again to look like lights, and I just really liked how it looked without the lights, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. So yeah, so I was really happy to get that band finished. So the next band is going to be a lot of specialty stitches, so that's going to be fun. I am hoping the called for flosses are going to show up. Okay, this is apparently the called for fabric, but you can sort of see, or can you? Sorry. Like right here, that color's almost the same color as my fabric. It does show up a little bit better in real life, but so I'm gonna have to see when I start doing those specialty stitches if they aren't showing up very well. I might have to change the floss, but we'll see. That is a problem for future Chris to worry about. So that is the end of the weekly whips. So that brings us to the new start for the month of May. So if you're new here, welcome. This year I have a big birthday, so in honor of celebrating that big birthday, I have decided to start some of the projects that I have sitting in my stash that I just love, and just want to get them started in my whip pile so I can be working on them. So I've chosen several of those and put them on a wheel, and every month I spin the wheel, pick 3 of them, and share them with you guys, my viewers, my friends, and let you vote and help me pick which one I'm going to start. So last month there were the 3 that we were picking from were Random Thoughts by the Drawn Thread, Flowers of the Holy Night by Glendon Place, and Christmas Donkey by Bothy Threads. So 35 people voted. Thank you for everybody that took part. Random Thoughts had 5 votes this month. Flowers of the Holy Night had 9 votes. So that leaves Christmas Donkey with a whopping 21 votes. So that is the biggest win so far. Like a lot of the other ones, there's only like 3 to 4 votes between them, but Christmas Donkey was very popular, and 21 out of 35 people voted for Christmas Donkey. So that's who got started this month. And so this is where I got to. So I got both his ears done. So this is a really fun stitch. I've never done a Bothy Threads kit before. I've never stitched on this speckled Ada before. But yeah, just really enjoying it. You know, there's a limited number of colors, so you're not changing colors a ton, but there's enough to keep it interesting. And the chart's really easy to follow. And I really like their, like a lot of kits have like the chart with the symbols on it, and then they have the key, and so it shows the symbol, and then it has the color number on it, so then you have to go look for that color number. But they don't have any numbers, so the colors just have the symbol on them. So I did put the flosses on bobbins because that's the way I like to work. But yeah, so on each bobbin I just put the symbol, so it's so easy when you're stitching. Just you go, oh okay, I need the black circle, and you look over, find the bobbin with the black circle, and away you go. So it sort of eliminates that middle step. So I find it just makes it a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit smoother to stitch on. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. I won't lie, I started like the 24th is when I'm doing my new start. So I started them last Friday, and I was just having so much fun. I stitched on them on the weekend as well. So that's one of the reasons that Walk with Dog didn't get a lot of progress. I work on it every weekend, and last weekend I didn't work on it at all. So I told myself that after I filmed this video, then I'd put this away and I'd work on Walk with Dog today and tomorrow and the weekend. But I still haven't decided because it's still fun, and I'd like to get a little bit more done just to finish like the top of his head, because there's obviously some more stitches in through here that need to be done. But I'll see how I feel later, which one I work on. But so yeah, so that was fun. So thank you everybody that voted and for helping me pick. I'm so happy to finally have him out of my stash and started, and now he's in my whip file, and we'll get some work hopefully fairly regularly. So let's move from that into a little bit of happy mail. I did want to share with you something that I purchased recently that was sparked by an idea shared by Kathy over at Crafty Cat Stitcher. Hi, Kathy. I will link her channel down below, but she had done a video sharing some of her favorite cross-stitch accessories or things that she liked to use. And one of the things she shared was a little sort of weighted stand that I believe her husband had used it in his home office and didn't want it anymore, and asked Kathy if she wanted it, and she was using it to set you know, beside her stitching spot that she could put her pattern in. So I went on Amazon looking for that, and I did find them. But in searching for it, I found another product that I thought might work better for me. Sometimes when I'm stitching, especially patterns that I'm going to highlight, I'll put my working copies on a clipboard, but I usually just set it like on the table beside me, or sometimes I'll balance it on the arm of my stitching chair so it's leaning against the table beside me, but sometimes it'll fall down and stuff. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll get like that weighted stand that Kathy has, and then I could sit the clipboard in it. But I actually found one made by Fellows, which I think is a fairly well-known name in office supplies sort of thing. So this is what the stand looks like. So it's fairly hefty, and it's got little feet so it doesn't slide around, and this is kind of almost like rubberized. So I've actually put my iPad and my tablet, because I have a tablet for Pattern Keeper, in here, and again it feels it's kind of rubbery, so I don't feel like they're going to get scratched or damaged at all, and it really holds them just at the perfect angle for when I'm working. But it also came with this clipboard slash whiteboard, so you can use it as a whiteboard if you want to, with this clip up here, which this clip actually even comes off, but it fits nicely in the stand, and again, just at a nice angle for viewing. So instead of my old clipboard that I was using, I just use this clipboard to put patterns on that I'm highlighting, and then I can, yeah, just set it beside me. And if I do need it a little closer, this sits kind of nicely on the arm of my stitching chair with the side table behind it, just to support it a little bit if I want it a little closer, if I'm trying to look at higher in the pattern, because my side table is a little bit high. But so I did find that on Amazon. If it's something you're interested in, let me know, and I can give you a link, or maybe I'll try and put a link in the description box down below. It's not an affiliate link. I have no connection, anything like that. So, but I just want to share that with you because it's sort of been very helpful for me. I think I liked it too because it's a fairly small footprint on the side table. I have a holder, a thing to hold my iPad that sits in your lap. It's called a flippy. And I've used it sometimes to set patterns on, but it's fairly big, like it's fairly wide, so it takes up a lot of space on my side table. So again, this doesn't take up much space at all, so there's lots of room for other stuff on there. So, and then the other thing I got in the mail, a friend of mine recently surprised me with a gift card to 123 Stitch, and I spent a little bit of time trying to decide what I thought I wanted to get, and I decided that I wanted to get this Plum Street Samplers pattern. I've always liked Plum Street, but I'll be honest, I've never stitched one before. This one's called Dear Friends. So I thought it would kind of remind me of all my dear friends. And I did get, oh, where did my flosses go? Oh, here they are. So I got the called for flosses. I did get this piece of fabric. This is, sorry, this way. So it's a fat 1/8, and it's Sahara vintage, yeah, 32 count vintage Sahara. Which I think would look good with these colors. It's maybe a little more yellow than I wanted, but I still may use it. I did also recently get this fabric by Fiber on a Whim. Both are 32 count. This is called Moonstone, and I really, really like this, but I was thinking I'd maybe do it on this one. Excuse me. But this color is very similar. So I would have to see where that color is used. If that's the deer, then I don't want them to blend into the background. So I may just have to stick with the lighter one or look at what else I have in my stash. But I do have other fabrics in my stash, obviously, that I can use. So I'm looking forward to that being a new start in the future. So that is it for Happy Mail. So let's talk about plans. So one thing that's kind of fun that's coming up that I'm looking forward to is a week from tomorrow, I'm going to some Stitchy Days. They're hosted by an online shop called Kimat Designs, and I'll link them down below. They do a few Stitchy Days over the course of the year, and you can just go to one day, or they have back-to-back days. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna go, there's a day on Friday and a day on Saturday. So myself and a few friends are gonna go, and then we're just gonna stay in a hotel room for the Friday night, and then attend the Saturday, and then head back home after that. Excuse me just for a minute. So yeah, so looking forward to a little weekend getaway, a little stitching, hanging out with some friends. So that should be fun. So that's coming up. But as far as my stitching goes, for the month of June, going to continue with my my focus project, my walk with dog. I do apologize. I didn't take it out of the hoop. I didn't sort it out because I wanted to make it easier to pick it up and start stitching on it again if it's all set and ready to go. So that I'm going to keep working on that on the weekends. And then moving on to some new weekly whips for the month of June. So the first weekly whip that I'm going to work on is by Tellen Emblem. This is the Birds and Berries series. This is the Cardinal. I'm going to do the entire series, and I am counting the entire series as one whip. So when I finish this one, I'm just going to automatically start the next one in this series. And this is where this one is going to be starting at. I'm optimistic that I can get this finished in the week that I work on it, but we will see. We always think things don't take as long to stitch as they do. So my next weekly whip is going to be Cute Kitten. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like when it's done. And here is where that one's starting from. This one I'm also working on a diagonal, and I'm not stitching the background. And then my final weekly whip for the month of June is Dimensions Gold Thunder Ridge, and I'm excited to get back and stitch on this one some more. And that's where that one's at. So yeah, really looking forward to working on all of those. So that brings us to the new start for June. So I've spun my wheel again and picked 3 of the projects that are sitting waiting to be started. And you guys can help me pick which one I actually start later this month, or later in June, I should say. So the first one the wheel picked is this retired Dimensions Gold Petite called Santa's Woodland Friends. Now, if any of you are longtime viewers, you might recognize this artwork. I have a Christmas stocking that I stitched for myself that is based on the artwork of Donna Race, and this also is Donna Race's artwork. So it's almost like a companion piece to my other one. So that's on the list to be started. The other one that came up was this Dimple Designs, and this is Fuji. They have another chickadee called Heiku, I think. And this guy's just adorable. I own Heiku as well, but I don't know if I'm going to stitch them both or not. This guy's just very sweet and adorable, and I love how he looks. And he's stitched with, there is like some whisper thread and stuff, I think maybe for those pussy willows. I'm not sure, I haven't looked exactly where it's used, but yeah, so he's all kitted up and ready to go. So that's Fuji. And then the last one is our old friend, Peking Pups. Peking Pups have come up a few times, so those of you that like Peking Pups, they have another chance if you want to vote for those and see if they can rise to the top and be the new start for June. So again, if you would like to help me pick one, we have Santa's Woodland Friend, or you can even just say the horse one if you want. Then we have Fuji the chickadee, and Peking Pups, or the pups. So yeah, if you feel like playing along, just leave a comment down below of which project you think I should start in June, and then check back in at the end of next month to see which one won the vote and see how much progress I make. So I think that's all I have to share today. Again, just another quick video. I will throw in a bit of Ollie content at the end if that's something you like to see. And until next time, see you later. Bye.